talk. I can't talk about stuff. I don't talk about. You ask me something I know about, I'll be like, look, sorry, I don't know nothing about that. But I do know about the beginnings of hip hop from when I started, and I know who was there and who wasn't, and I know what they did and what they didn't do. And they know what I did too. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is that it wasn't until you have, these, like these forums, and you have colleges and universities that got together and wanted to find out what it was. It still took years for them to find out who Sha-Rock was. I've been trying to tell them who they was. You understand what I'm saying? Because what they doing is that, sorry, they don't fact check. They let females or they let males and say, yeah, I was there. This is what I did. But they don't ask for proof. They don't ask for proof. They just take their word and they don't ask for proof. So I say, okay, if you like, so, cause like what you're doing, yeah, you listen to me, but I know that you did a lot of your research. And my thing is that as a commentator, as a person, who's interested in finding out, what's going on, as an interviewer, you're supposed to find out. As a historian, you're supposed to find out. Even if you teaching, you're a lecturer, you're supposed to find out everything possible about hip hop culture and do your work. And if there's some discrepancies, like say Sha-Rock say she's the first female MC of hip hop culture, then it's your job to find out and dispute, is there somebody before her? Because if they saying there's somebody before her, then I need to find out, is Sha-Rock telling the truth? Because they can tell you anything they want to. Yeah, I had a group. I had a female that was a part of my group. This, that. Prove it. Show it. How did she lead this culture forward? What was her impact on hip hop culture? What was her impact? Did she have followers? How did she impact you ask the questions, and it's always going to come back to me, always. But they don't ask the questions because what they do, Soren, is take bits and pieces from people's story to make it easy for them, and just to solidify. Or say for instance, like if you got somebody that want to do an interview, right? And when I'm talking to your audience, y'all, that's who I am. But I'm passionate about this history and hip hop culture. And if I don't tell you what went down, it ain't nobody else gonna tell you, because everybody else is trying to make sure that their brand is secure. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all got a history in hip hop culture. But their history as a female don't start before Sha-Rock. You understand what I'm saying? And it's only right that I tell y'all the truth of what went down, because instead of people really like fact checking to find out, because if females say, well, I was there, a lot of times they like to say, well, I was there with Sha-Rock. No, you weren't. You was there. You came after. And if somebody say they before Sha-Rock, then you ask them to show you proof. And if you analyze and dissect their story, you're gonna already know that what they're saying is not true, because anything I say, I can back up. From everything that ever did is in museums. Everything that ever did is in the Smithsonian Institute. Everything that I did is in Cornell University. But I have proof. I'm not just telling you this. I have proof. I have like 5, 6 different mechanisms of how I can show proof, as opposed to anybody.
Well, like I was saying, that's why I wanted to start off with the B-girl aspect.
Yes.
Because it's, as they say, it's deeper than rap,
Yes, it is. It's a history. It's a culture that I help move forward, a culture that I help pioneer. Well, I don't even say pioneer. I help a culture that I am a founding member of this culture.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Now, Sha-Rock, we are past our 45 minutes, so I apologize, but
you have any more questions? I listen. I'm rocking with you.
Okay.
What you gotta ask?
I was like, we're only in 1980 right now.
No, let's get it. I got you, Soren.
Okay, so we'll get a few more minutes.
But see, that's what hip hop does. If you're passionate about it, I can go on and on and on and on. But one thing I want your audience to understand is that, I've been humble, throughout all of this, because to me, that's what hip hop culture is about. And the thing is that, I'm never going to be up in nobody's faces like, you got to know who I am, you this and this and this. But what I will do is speak truth. And what I will do is protect my history, my family's history, the female history of MCs and hip hop culture and hip hop in general when it comes to females and when it comes to MCs, because it's only right that y'all know the truth.
Right.
It's only right that the world knows the truth.
Yeah. So with That's a Joint, one of the things that was funny was when I Got a Man, Positive K came out and used the beat the same way you guys, or used the same sample and the beat the same way you guys did.
Yes.
Some of my friends, of course, didn't know That's the Joint. So when Positive K came out, and that was a big song, obviously, and a great song in my opinion, like, does that, what was your feeling? Did you feel validated? Were you excited? Were you like, oh man, that's...
No, I didn't feel, I don't know how the guys did, but I didn't feel like it was like what he did was wrong, because that's what hip hop culture is about. It's about using songs that infiltrate hip hop culture. And so if he came 10 to 15 years behind us and did the song, then that's his era. That's when he reintroduced the song to the world and he did good. But if you talk to Positive K, he would tell you that I'm the first one that allow him to get on the microphone. Ask him, and he'll tell you.
Oh, I will.
He's the first. Ask him. He'll tell you. I'm the first one to allow him to say, "Go ahead, you can do it. Get on that microphone." And so no, I don't look at it as an insult or be mad, because you're talking about a different era, of hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? They came almost a decade behind. So no, that's good. That's what hip hop music is about. It's about reinventing, an R&B song that is synonymous and that hip hop culture loves, and take it to a whole nother level. So much respect to Positive K.
Definitely.
Yes.
Now, on Do You Want to Rock, one of the things that I always thought was interesting about that is that you went first. So with that, like, how did you guys, as you guys were making more songs and doing routines, doing thousands of shows and stuff, how did you decide on that record that you were going first?
Because at that time that record was hot. You know what I'm saying? So it was a Frankie Beverly and Mays song, right? Yes, right, exactly, right. So we did it before Beyonce. Yeah, we redid it. But the thing is that it was a song that was hot in the streets of New York at that time. But at that time, the Funky Four had broke up, right? Because we were going through litigations with Sugar Hill Records. And so it was just three of us. And then we wind up bringing in Ike C later on when we would perform. And he was from, the Zulu Nation, African Bambaata's camp. So it was just three of us at that time. And so we felt the best way to make this record work is to change up our format, because it was 4 guys and 1 girl before. Instead of people having to wait to hear me, in the middle of the record, will start me off, in the beginning of the record, to bring that extra flavor to it, because we no longer had KK Rockwell and Little Rodney C, because they were, even though we were still on the label, they was allowed to leave the label, and it was just me, Jeff, Keith, and KK at that time. I mean, me, Jeff, and Keith at the time. So the formation of how we wanted to be able to bring that song across was to be able to have me, start it off where, people can hear me instead of waiting, to the middle of the song,
Okay.
So that's how that transition worked.
Because I was always, obviously I'm a fan of yours. So when I heard that back in the day, I was like, oh, she went first.
Yeah. So we started changing a little bit, a lot of things around when it came to the way that we did, songs, or, and instead I wind up getting more of that upfront, thing, or exposure, because before, like back in the days, you had 4 guys and 1 girl. I was always the one that was going to shoot from the hip and just go for it. You know what I'm saying? So I was their secret weapon. So they always wanted to save me last, or I'll come in, or when we do, like the back and forth, it's like the level of surprise that we would able to give to the audience. And so I was like their secret weapon. And then instead of the people hearing me first, they wanted people to anticipate me coming, on the microphone. And so while the people are listening to them, they're really engaged because they know that I'm coming up next. So they're keeping the crowd engaged as to how the metaphors, would keep going back and forth, waiting for me to be able to, to do my rhyme. And so people just stayed engaged at all times. And so that was just the way that, our format was. And I was always their secret weapon.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
It would be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the street. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.